This is Kirk Sinclair, the hiking humanitarian, and I'm speaking to Sara Shaw, who runs the White Memorial Camp near Council Grove. And I'm going to be finding out from her a few things. What is a White Memorial Camp, a particular program that her youth group runs, Teen Clothing. But before we get to all that, let's go back a ways. And can you tell us about the accident that you had and the effect it had on you and how it led up to your position here?
Okay, well, it was in 1992 that I was in a car wreck, and the other driver had ran the stop sign, and we ended up T-boning the car, and I suffered a major head injury and was taken to a bigger hospital outside of my hometown and was in a coma for a little while, and recuperated to get out of the hospital pretty quickly. But once I came home, I had no really short-term memory, and what was happening was I really didn't know how to read. I didn't know how to take care of myself. I recognized people from my past, but if I met somebody new, I couldn't remember their name afterwards or even remember meeting them. It was a pretty difficult time. I had my daughter was 2 months old at that time, and I don't remember the first year of her life, and I don't remember a year of my life after the accident. My first recollection is waking up one morning and looking around the apartment and looking at myself and going, whoa, what the heck happened? And so it was from there I just started piecing things back together and relearning how to remember. I started using little brain tricks to remember things, and learning how to reread and that kind of thing, and decided that, boy, I was given a second chance at life and I better not waste it. And so I went to college and got a degree in recreation and started working at a camp in Emporia at Camp Alexander, and I worked there for 11 and a half years. And in that time I went back to school and I got my master's degree in health, physical education, and recreation. And I have also wrote a book called Buku Bandanas. And when the job at White Memorial Camp and Conference Center came up, I was contacted by a man by the name of James Cherry with the American Camp Association, who had worked with me many, many times throughout my camping career. And he said, Sarah, this just sounds like the perfect fit for you. It's a camp that it was closed down for about 8 months, and it just really needs some TLC, and I think that you would be a good fit for this. So, of course, I was flattered he said that, and I applied for the job, and I went for my first interview. And I actually had come out to this camp before. I had a habit of, anytime I was driving and it said camp somewhere, I'd have to turn off and go check out the camp so I could see what it was about, because camp's been my life since I was 14 years old. So after going and interviewing and touring the camp again, I was offered the position, and they were like, well, we don't know if this is going to last a year or if it's going to last 2 years or it may last 6 months. This is a huge gamble for you and your family to move out and for you to take this position, but God spoke to me, and I just knew it was right. And so packed up my family, and we moved here January 19th of 2009, and my husband commuted from here to Emporia, which is about a 45-minute drive, to continue his chiropractic business there. And since I've been here, the camp has seen a lot of changes, a lot of growth. I've become extremely involved with the United Church of Christ, and with the church, the First Congregational Church here in Council Grove. This year I was nominated to be a honored laywoman, and so I went to Florida to the national conference. So I've been very, very involved. When I first started the youth group in Council Grove at the church, we started with 5 kids, and we called ourselves YIP for Youth and Power. And our youth group is very passionate about treating each other with unconditional love and respect, and helping others out. And our first semester together, we did little things like bake sales, and we ran a couple of different services at church, and we were always out there kind of lending a hand to people that might need some help. But we didn't do any really big projects our first semester. And then our second semester that we were running, because we run only during the school year. So our second semester that we were going, we were still only 5 people, or 5 youth. But they didn't let that deter them, and we continued to do things. They volunteered for several different things out here at camp, and they were always volunteering in town to do stuff. So they were very, very, very good at volunteering, but I really wanted to see more from our youth group. And so the next year, which is this year, we started off our season with a great big swimming party out here at camp, and we ended up with 15 kids that showed up because, who doesn't want to go swimming? And those 15 children have stuck with us through youth group. And here it is November, and all 15 of them are still coming to youth group, and several of them have brought friends. So we have grown to about 19 kids. So anywhere between 12 and 19 kids are coming to youth group now. This year, the projects that youth group has taken on has been really working against bullying in the school systems. We do different monthly challenges where we do random acts of kindness. We are currently in the process of starting a teen clothing area at our church in the basement. The idea is that the youth group went in and they have been cleaning out their closets and getting rid of clothing that either doesn't fit anymore, or they don't like, or they just don't wear. And if it's gently worn, or even if it's brand new, we'll take it. Our criteria is that it has to be something that is current, that teenagers would actually wear, so we don't end up with a whole bunch of stuff that nobody would like. The idea of this teen store is that in putting everything together, that the kids wanted to make sure that kids that were in the school systems that didn't have jeans or shoes or t-shirts or sweaters or sweatshirts or even coats, they wanted to make sure that those kids were being cared for, because it's awfully easy for people in the school system to pick on someone who maybe isn't dressed as nicely as you, or who doesn't have as much as you do. And our youth group decided that, boy, we can really do something about that, and we can make a difference. So they've been taking donations from people all in Council Grove and in Emporia, and we've got some stuff from Manhattan, from different youth groups as well. So this has expanded to be more than just our youth group here. We are hoping to open the doors December 1st. I'd like to see it happen. I would have liked to seen it happen earlier, but it's just with the kids so busy right now, it's really hard to get it starting. But it will be up and going, and the kids are really passionate about helping each other out, and it's just humbling to see that even the youth that are involved in our youth camp or our youth program that are on the low income side, even those children are bringing things to the youth teen store. So it's pretty interesting. Now
that I think about it, could you flesh out a little bit the story behind that a quote that this is one place, this is a place where I can be nice?
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's several kids that are involved in our youth group that are not members of the UCC church here in town. And one of the young ladies, who is a sophomore in high school, she first came to youth group and was very much, the only reason I'm here is because I get to have food, and that's it, and I get to see my friends. But the other day, she had mentioned to me that she really enjoyed youth group and she really liked being at youth group. And when I questioned her more about that, she said, well, this is the only place that I can come where people are nice to me and where it's okay for me to be nice and to be around people that are nice. So that she's getting it, and I'm real happy that she is, and I'm sure that she's going to go far now being involved in our youth group and being able to know that it's okay to let your guard down, and you don't have to have those four walls built up around you all the time.
All right, well, thank you very much for that, Sarah.
Okay, thank you.
This is Kirk Sinclair, hiking humanitarian.